What's good? It's Best Net TV with your boy John Mondo, and yeah, I've been looking forward to making this video like for a really long time, and we finally got it. The easiest languages to learn. Now, thank you guys so much for watching as usual. Make sure you guys like the video when you're coming in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you all the new subscribers, old subscribers, all that stuff. But I'm not gonna waste you guys' time, so let me just get into it. So here is the top 5 easiest languages to learn. So for those of you guys who are just trying to get your feet wet with language learning, you want to learn something easy for English speakers. Yeah, by the way, this is relative to English speakers. So just keep that in mind while I'm doing this list. So yeah, anyways, number 1. And I'm going to link all my my references in the description, all that, so you guys can read for yourselves. So number one easiest language to learn if you're an English speaker is Spanish. Now, Spanish, I love Spanish. It's one of my favorite languages out there. It's a language that I actually took a break from, but I'm actually going to get back into it soon. But Spanish is a very simple language, and the way that simplicity is ranked, in this case at least, is based on the number of English cognates. I believe that's the word, English cognates, whereas the amount of English words and Spanish words that there are in common. So, like, I can't think of one off the top of my head. Biciclette and bicycle, like stuff like that. So Spanish has a real rich history. Not only is Spanish in the top 3 list for most spoken languages in the world, but Spanish has a very unique history. Much of the reason why Spanish spread all over the world is because of the Catholic Church, things like that, all over Latin America. That's why it's really big over there. And another thing that makes it easy, like I said, it's one of the most spoken, and because of that, it's really easy for you to find a language partner, and really easy for you to find somebody like a YouTuber, somebody who is either learning Spanish, already knows Spanish, and is teaching Spanish, so things like that. So if you guys want to look at the list that I made of the most spoken languages in the world, then I'm going to link it up here right now. So number 2 is Italian. Now, Italian is another very interesting language, actually a language that's very similar to Spanish, but as its own, standing alone. It's got its own unique history as well, because you guys all know about the Roman Empire, and Spanish actually derived from Latin. But the thing like that is the most modern Latin speakers are said to have derived from the Romans, like in Rome, that Rome area. So yeah, like Italy, there's just so much about Italian culture that's interesting, like the food, the museums, like everything. There's so much to do over there. And now I think I forgot to mention this about Spanish too, but for Spanish and Italian, it takes roughly around 575 to 600 hours to reach proficiency in these languages, which is actually not that bad if you divide it up. So that's another one of the simpler languages to learn, because it's got a lot of English cognates, and yeah, and it's definitely easy because Italy is, as itself, is like one of the biggest tourist destinations in the entire world. So it'd be easy to meet somebody over there, like a pen pal, something like that, things like that. And I believe the biggest Italian speaking community outside of Italy itself is actually in Toronto, Canada. So if you guys live in Toronto, then it wouldn't be that hard for you guys to find Italian speakers there. All right, so the next most easiest language to learn is Norwegian. Now, if you guys don't know where Norway is, it's one of the Scandinavian countries up there with Sweden, Finland, and all those places up there. So why is Norwegian up there? Well, first of all, Norwegian and English come from the same language learning family. A lot of people actually thought that English derived from one of the Romance languages, like Spanish, Italian, those kind of languages, but it does have a little bit of traces from that area, but it's been confirmed that English is actually a Germanic language, and you can tell because of all the cognates that it has and things like that. And actually, if you listen really closely to people who speak in Norwegian, then you can actually understand like a little bit of it. So, which is really interesting. Now, Norway is a really nice place, I've heard, and it's got really nice people. I don't really know much about Scandinavia itself, but I'm definitely going to do some more research on that. But it said this is also a level 1 language, so it's roughly 600 hours to master, and Yeah, that's another one of the languages. Now, number four on the list is Dutch. Now, Dutch, you guys already know, they speak Dutch up in Holland, or as they call it, the Netherlands now. So, and also they actually speak a little bit of Dutch in Belgium as well. Some of my cousins actually speak English, French, and Dutch, which is actually really interesting. And Dutch is another one of the Germanic languages, so it comes from Germanic, so whether that's English, Dutch, Scandinavian languages, etc., etc. So Dutch is a really interesting language. I think that's actually that was a language I was thinking about learning, but I'm not sure. We'll see in the future. But like that's actually I feel like it's really interesting language because just the way it's spoken. It's actually really funny. Like one of my a friend of mine, a family friend of mine. Sometimes I talk to her and she tells me a little bit of a slang in in Dutch, and it's actually really interesting. And there's actually a lot of Dutch rappers that I've recently heard of, and so, some of them are pretty good. So, and number five, I had to save the best for last. So yeah, number five is French. Now French, very a lot of history on that. Because I come from an African background, so a lot of countries in French are like francophone countries that speak French, like the Congo, both Congos, Mozambique, Senegal, countries like that. So because of that, I've kind of have it's an easier time for African people to learn French, at least over there, because of the history of everything that's gone on back there. But besides that, French has a very interesting culture. When it comes to food. And another one of the biggest tourist destinations that you guys already know is Paris, obviously. So yeah, and if you're trying to learn French, then there's just so much out there, so much culture for you guys to consume. So many videos, so many things out there. You know, so so yeah, French is definitely a language that I'd give high marks to. Like in terms of Romance languages, because it's a part of the Romance family, like Spanish and Italian. I would say it's probably more on the harder side compared to those languages, but in terms of all languages, it's more on the easy side, especially for English learners. So, if you guys want to learn French, I got some videos on my channel as to how I'm learning French. If you guys want to check those out, I'm gonna leave it up there too. And yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching as well. Make sure you leave a thumbs up as usual. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, Mondo out. Peace.